Eagle Eye 6. I bet it's those so-called special forces. What was the name? Black Flag.
Yeah.
Black Flag.
Ooh, yeah, it's a huge station. Like, alright. Science installation is it called? Alright.
Whoa.
What the
Okay, who are the people? What the fuck? I almost crashed into this bitch.
What's they saying?
Wait, these readings are going to change the way we look at the universe. This is just the sort of data I was hoping we'd find. Excellent work, everyone. What data? When the new update dropped, we got the ability to interact with megaships. So I got an idea. I wanted to go to Pleiades region and I wanted to check out what those attacked megaships had on board, because we know for a fact that you can just sit there and chill right next to a Thargoid and it will just do its thing. But if you have a Thargoid sensor or a probe on board, it will attack you. So I just wanted to go there and see what was up. I wanted to check a few megaships, not just one, just to be sure, because some of the logs on the said megaships indicate that they had something special on board, and that's why they got attacked. That's why I had to scan 3, maybe 4, just to be sure. I thought that I would start with 3 cargo ships and 1 prison ship. They are all close to each other, so that would be an easy start.
Stuck, but this takes too much fuel away from in the fight, I think. Making more Reagan
So
stuck, it takes too much fuel away.
you're a lot heavier,
I don't think
of course,
so.
sturdy amount. You get minus 30%, armor piercing plus 60%.
Armor piercing, yeah.
It doesn't matter armor piercing, isn't it? It's already 100, because it's fucking...
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it myself. But
Oh shit! We got a Thargoid sensor on the fucking prison ship, boys. Got him!
Yeah, boy.
While we were out there, we stumbled upon new installation called Eagle Eye 6.
With no locks, so I can't see any locks.
Unfortunately, it did not have... Like, it had no logs, but it did have a transmitter. It transmitted a code every hour, and the code pretty much pointed you towards the Thargoid structure that was in the same system.
It's
Okay,
now.
Right after this one, we also found Eagle Eye 1 and Eagle Eye 2, and they also pointed towards a Thargoid structure in the same system. So I immediately wanted to go there, and I wanted to see if there was anything new, because if it's pointing there, there must be something juicy. After activating the map, I got the same 3 signals like it gave you before, and I was slightly disappointed, because I expected, you know, something new to come out, or maybe a group of Thargoids drop on the structure or something, but nothing happened. Conveniently enough, soon after my disappointment, there was a stream with the developers right about this situation, about these signals and everything, and this is what they had to say.
Okay, so whoever scanned it basically has these
That's
signals.
fine, that's
These
fine.
signals point to place of Thargoid interest, and that is what we now need to find out. What are the Thargoids interested in? Yes.
Okay, well,
And that's where we are.
So as you were saying, Dav, before I interrupted
I was just
you.
going to say that some people are saying that this is a recap. It's something they've all seen before.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we can agree that they've seen this mechanic before.
Yes, they've seen. I mean, we've used the Thargoid device and the Thargoid structures before, but as we say, we've one thing we do is these are all building blocks for us. So while we've used these building blocks before,
Yes.
we may not have used them in this way before.
Yes.
So there is something to discover. There is something that, you know, you guys as a community are going to need to do. So this is something that, we're not going to say any more than that.
No, that would be spoilers.
Absolutely.
But
so, so there is a mystery at the heart of all this. And
There
it's
is
still to be
something
uncovered by the community.
something to discover. and it's basically it's a continuation of what's been happening over the last few weeks and months.
But the Thargoids, I would say, are responding to what the players are doing.
They are responding to what the players are doing. Yes, so yes, there are things like that, and
Right after the stream, we got a new Galnet message from Aegis, and they shown us six different systems where they've built 6 different Eagle Eye stations. After talking to some people on the forums, we figured out that if you use a Thargoid link and you use 3 signals from the proper structure, it points you towards the point of interest of Thargoids. So now we have 6 Eagle Eye stations. They point you towards 6 different structures. Each structure gives you 3 signals. So now we should have 18 different systems that a link can point towards to. When you jump to the proper system and you drop a link, and then if you play a proper signal, it should act like a laser pointer and it should point you to a point of interest. As you can see here, the link points towards the station. Now, we do know that approximately around like 900 kilometers away from the station there's a transmitter that orbits it, but at the moment it's kind of glitched, so when you drop your link next to the station it kind of freaks out. Even if you actually manage to find that transmitter, it will kind of fly away from you. Even though it is glitched, the guys on the forums managed to decode the transmitter, and the signal basically says anomalous signal detected in system.
Charlie, Tango, Echo, Delta, India, November, Sierra, Yankee.
Now here's where it gets confusing and yet very interesting. From this moment we have no idea what it means. Anomalous signal detected. It could mean thousands of things. There's a lot of speculation going on forums, on Reddit. Some people think that there might be like a mothership nearby. Other people think, most people think, that it's gonna be a new attack because it's the link that points towards the human transmitter, not the other way around. And the station that you saw earlier is not Aegis related, so if they attack this, shit will get so real. And speaking of attacks, by now we know why Thargoids are here. These are, the ones that we see now are Orestrians, and they are supposedly running from Klaxians. But how do we know all this? Well, we know this because of these 2 books. And Premonition is pretty much the club who tells Salome what is up with Thargoids. The club is pretty much, if you don't know, they're like the Illuminati, you know? And out of the darkness, there's a crazy imperial scientist who does business with Orestrians, and he tells the same story to his ex-colleague. And the colleague is pretty much one of the heroes of the book. So the crazy researcher, he basically says that yeah, there are conflicts between Orestrians and Klaxians, and that Orestrians are slightly getting pushed. But then he also mentioned, he says, when humanity becomes curious, the Orestrians will launch a preemptive strike on 10 outlying systems. And that's what I think is what's happening right now. If you just don't count the Aegis stations, that's something different. I believe this if next Thursday, actually we are Thursday already, but if the stations get attacked, then we know what's up. Orestrians are trying to piss us off, we get a huge fleet, we get ready, and by the time when we get ready they will disappear and collections arrive. Well, that's what I think. If you think about it, it all makes sense now. It's kind of like a false flag operation. Like the megaships that I showed you earlier, they did not know that they had a UA or UP on board. It was like planted there. So then people discover the destroyed megaships and they're all angry and shit. They're like, yeah, war with Thargoids. But no, it was all planned. Because look at this. Planned sensors or probes on megaships. Somebody tricking Thargoids into attacking our systems. Well, we don't know if they're attacking yet. We'll have to wait until the next tick on Thursday. I assume that you motherfuckers already have your tinfoil hats on, so let's make it more interesting. Without giving you too many spoilers, I will give you one small detail from the book. In Reclamation, while Salome is in a hospital, she meets this old woman, and the old woman is talking about Formidine Rift and how she traveled, explored everywhere. But she says one important thing. While she's talking about conspiracy theories and all that shit, she says, and they thought Thargoids were trouble. So, this means we got 2 books that confirm that Thargoids are running away from something. What is it exactly they are running away from? Okay, there's 2 groups, 2 parties that tell us that those are Klaxians, but technically the people who tell us this are the bad guys. So what can they be running away from? Maybe it's AI. Guardian AI was created while they were at war with Thargoids. So then while it was created, it was built to help them out. But eventually the AI saw the destructive nature of the Guardians and it turned on them and it wiped them all out. Even though the Guardians were kind of space hippies. But now you're thinking, okay, it wiped out the Guardians, then where did it go? Well, I assume that it's hiding right here, Rigor region. It's permit locked for now, but I strongly believe it's here because like there's a lot of Guardian structures around this area. Now think about it. AI wipes out space hippies, and at the same time, now while we know this, Federation at this very moment is building exact same thing. AI to fight Thargoids. But you know how humans are. We destroy everything. We find barnacles, we shoot at them. We find Thargoid structures, we fuck everything up. Same thing with Guardian structures. We even have people who kill our own just for fun. So my guess is whenever it's created, it's definitely gonna turn on us. Because also that's the reason why AI is forbidden in Elite Dangerous World. Because it always turns on us. During an interview, Michael Brooks said once, part of the secret history of the universe is that AI, sentient machine, has been created on a few occasions and that they've proven to be so dangerous that they've basically been banned. AI is one of the few things that the Alliance, Independence, Empire and Federation will actively work together against to defeat if they have to. It's not made public knowledge because they don't want people to be actively working on it, but things are kept behind the scenes to make sure such technology never develops. That doesn't mean, of course, that it hasn't. It is believed that maybe 1 or 2 have escaped into deep space, but who knows, maybe we should find out. He literally says maybe 1 or 2 have escaped into deep space. Well, in the book Tales of the Frontier, there is a story about this one AI that actually helps people, but at the end, shit, this is a huge spoiler, so click away if you don't want to know. But at the end of the story, the AI is kind of in a station. It's kind of locked into an escape pod. The whole room is the AI itself, and at the same time it's a huge escape pod. And basically the station is about to get demolished, but they won't be able to evacuate everyone in time, so the AI launches itself into the ship that's about to demolish the station to save some time, and it kills itself. Well, that's what it says in the book. Maybe it escaped that way. We don't know. Now if you think, where could it possibly could have gone? Well, we have permit locked systems in the game, and there's 3 types of permits. There are permits that you can get, there are unknown permits, but then there's this type of permits. Actually, there are only 2 systems in the game with such a permit. I know this because this information was data mined. If you don't know what this means, is basically, I'm not a pro, I don't know how it goes, but basically some people look into the code of the game and they look for, I don't know, new stuff, I guess. And this is how they found those 2 systems. Nothing in the game is blocked off due to security concerns, only those 2 systems. And what is the biggest security concern so far? I guess AI? No? At the end, there's not much left to say. Even though we've discovered a lot, we still don't know anything. Okay, the links point towards a few systems in the bubble, but yet we do not know why. We do not know if the Thargoids are getting help from humans, or maybe they're getting tricked, maybe they see like fake Thargoid distress calls, I don't know. All we can do now is just wait for Thursday. I think this is enough tinfoil for today. Make sure you leave a like, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all of this, and if you want to stay up to date with our upcoming videos, make sure you subscribe, and take care.